2012, new year, and incidentally, the year of the dragon. I normally don't keep up on the Chinese horoscope. However, I was born under the dragon symbol, so obviously it has that much of an interest to me at this point. So I find it very encouraging that 2012 is the year of the dragon, and the year that Dragon of the Two Flames will be published. The new Canite and Ugaritic, or Levant, area grimoire. It kind of ties together the modern Luciferian demonology with the pantheonistic magic of Maskamahul in Babylonia. It kind of ties all those together. It's another step in the direction of the Luciferian path becoming an all-inclusive initiatory process. As it is the year of the dragon, in honor of the Infernal Union symbol, spearheaded more or less by Leviathan and a form of Samael, I thought I would discuss what Infernal Union is, what it means, and how to utilize such a symbol in the practice of adversarial magic, or as an ideological symbol itself. So, let's get started. The symbol of Infernal Union, and Infernal Union is my title for this symbol. Most of you know it without the Samael and Lilith from Anton LaVey's Satanic Bible. Well, he didn't create it. He has his own variant. He took and more or less simplified it. It's actually a much older symbol, probably going back 100 years from 1966, or a little bit beyond that, to the renaissance of the more or less Catholic grimoire tradition. It's deeply rooted in the Qliphoth, and it's based around the pentagram. The inverted pentagram represents matter, controlling matter, focusing on the physical, the carnal, but also with the 2 points up, the horns signified within, representing mastery, knowledge, power. Horns in the world of the Hellenistic period to earlier to the Canite and earlier periods, even Babylonian, Neo-Babylonian, Sumerian, always represents power, divine manifestation. That's what the horns represent. So you find that carrying over in demonology, obviously, because the Christians and the Hebrew religion really damned the symbol relating to horns as a symbol of power. That was the symbol of their enemies, always. So you find the Infernal Union symbol with the horns, pentagram, inverse pentagram does not represent death, killing, negativity, or anything like that, but the deep-set darkness within us, the unbridled carnal desire that we all possess, and it represents controlling that and accepting responsibility and accountability for your actions. So, you know, the most dangerous thing with religion, and you see it with Christianity especially, is saying that there is something higher than myself out there. So I'm going to put myself in its lap and trust in that deity. When you do that, you're taking away the accountability that you possess inherently as a being that chooses its own destiny, how it's going to live, what's going to happen to it, more or less. So when you do that, that creates those very dangerous areas in human history that we see, like right now, is where we create a kind of deeds and duties for the God to want us to do, like holy war. You saw it with the early Christians in the Crusades, thinking that they can tell the Muslims that their God is less important than theirs. And, you know, you see it with some fractions of Islam now, you know, obviously with terrorism and so forth. But really, when you start saying that there's a paradise beyond this world now, That's why you see the world as it is being really mistreated, and things like nuclear weapons are being created, so forth. Now, as a Luciferian, I'm not a nihilist. I'm not a misanthrope. Now, when I was much younger, coming out of the hangover of Christianity, I considered myself fully a misanthrope and a nihilist in some ways, just because I found people so unintelligent and unwilling to seek their origin. Now, as I've grown through initiation and learned, I've discovered that, wow, I'm not a misanthrope. I just think stupid people have their place in the world, just as intelligent ones do, and so forth. So I think the natural order as it is, being violent and also beneficial and creative, is a balance process, much as the symbol of Infernal Union. Infernal Union appeared throughout like the 1800s up to like, for instance, this thing called Lamalin. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's actually a variant of the Infernal Union, the Samael and Lilith, from 1927. I actually was fortunate enough to obtain a copy of this. And so you have first the Kabbalistic spelling of Leviathan, the circle. And that Hebrew spells out Leviathan. Leviathan is, as you'll see in Dragon of the Two Flames, Yam Nahar, Litan, the potentate of seven heads, the unbridled power of the Abyssic Ocean, the violent desire, if you will, the chaos within, and also a very creative, the subconscious, a very creative manifestation, the dragon, its unbridled power. That brings together the god of old. All of the gods of old in more or less Hebrew, in the Kabbalistic tradition, are blended, different attributes, into one kind of fallen angel leader named Samael, the angel of poison, the archangel of Rome under like Nero, Domitian, and all those great emperors before the Christian adoption. So you have Samael as he's, as you'll see in Dragon of the Two Flames. I have a section on 1st century and onward, kind of Judean demons and how they merged into Christianity and so forth. One of Samael's deific mask, as the Kabbalists have presented it, is Leviathan. So we have a natural succession of deific mask and energies. Samael is kind of the masculine, the violent, the warlike, but also the conquering and dominating aspect, the one who says, I do not want to adhere to the slave religion of the Hebrews. Christians, I believe in the old ways which represented nature and ourselves, and they were balanced. Destruction and creation. Then you have Lilith. Lilith is the kind of culmination of all the dangerous goddesses who the Hebrews hated, because women were bad in many ways, unless it was something that Yahweh in some way ordained, which was not rare. All of his girlfriends got tossed aside when he fully enveloped the Canaanite pantheon. Lilith is the seductress, the instinct, the fiery devourer. You have to utilize a sense of balance in those two to kind of balance them out with the dragon, with the Leviathan, the circle of self, to go forward. The union of those two beget what we see as the goat or the ram head, the beast, Chioa. That is the Antichrist, the Son. The Antichrist is not a destroyer of the world. Rather, Christianity does that. The Antichrist is the one, as John Whiteside Parsons so inspired me, the Antichrist is one who goes way beyond outside of Christianity and brings back the old ways, which were far greater and beneficial to nature and humanity. If you look at the Infernal Trinity, which is not a Christian mirror, it's not a mirror to Christianity or Kabbalism, it's prior. However, we're utilizing that kind of language for the adversarial path. Samael and Lilith, the Infernal Union, is a ritualistic process of continual work with one's daemon or true will. Now, as I've mentioned previously, the pentagram, the name itself comes from a Greek word, pentagrammon, and it means 5 lines. And traditionally, the pentagram was associated with the planet Venus, which is, of course, the Roman god Lucifer is derived from. But also, as you'll see with Dragon of the Two Flames, there are other deific masks that make up Lucifer as well, as the torchbringer, but it's always a symbol of the bringer of knowledge. In fact, one of the gods, Ashtar the Rebel, also called Ashtar the Strong, or Athtar the Powerful, has an epithet or cult name, which in Ugaritic text means he who knows, he who understands. But more so, the pentagram also, as is in Dragon of the Two Flames, has a cuneiform origin relating to not only Ishtar, but the sky heavens, relating to Anu, the sky god who begets the chaotic demons and the bringers of order as well. And associated with Earth is that union. So the pentagram has a very deep many of the concepts of the pentagram as found in like Adversarial Light or the Bible of the Adversary have a kind of assimilated concept between the adversary from the Persian Ahriman, Angramanu, to the Manichaean Ahriman, and specifically the Manichaean avenue, which assimilates Christian, some different manifestations of the adversary throughout Christianity and the Syrian Christianity and Aramaic variants. You find the 5 aspects of the pentagram, which kind of more or less relate to the pre-Christian and monotheistic view of the old gods. Ahriman created 5 various types of demons, or rebel spirits, if you will, or isolate consciousness, and associated darkness with them, and his primal form, the head is that of a lion, representing the realm of fire. The wings and shoulders are like those of an eagle, the realm of the winds, also associated with Zeus Ammon, the horned conquering god of the Hellenistic world. His hands and feet are like those of demons, the children of the realm of smoke. His belly is like that of a dragon, the world and realm of darkness, relating to the subconscious. And the tail is like that of a fish, children of the realm of water, the Leviathan, etc. And these aspects, these 5 points of the adversary and Luciferianism, really represent intellect, the balance of intellect, and the natural world around us, and the careful balance of the predator and prey, and how those are inherently creative and self-inspiring. Now, Levi really, poisoned by the Christian ideal, referenced the pentagram as, quote, a reverse pentagram with 2 points projecting upwards is a symbol of evil and attracts sinister forces because it overturns the proper order of things and demonstrates the triumph of matter over spirit. It is the goat of lust attacking the heavens with its horn, a sign excreted by initiates. Now, let me say that the natural order is actually the Christian mindset is anti-nature, because it places these unachievable variants and absolutes in a world that is balanced with creation and destruction. And it was really Yahweh who first, if you look at the Baal cycle, Baal had to learn like every individual, that he's not untouchable, and that he can make mistakes, and he has to go through his initiation, like going into the realm of hell with Mott, coming out again with that knowledge and understanding that he must test himself, and that nature has balance, and they represent within that. Yahweh says, Cult of Yahweh said, well, we're just so perfect that you can't even relate to Yahweh, and it really takes out it disassociates that God with nature, so it's actually a poison itself. So to summarize, the symbol of Infernal Union can have a multi-layered symbolic meaning and depth to the Luciferian. To keep it simple, it's simply a symbol of our self-accountability and understanding that we have desires, needs, hungers, and we are by nature predatory life forms, just as nearly everything living on Earth is as well. The difference is that we channel and focus them towards beneficial ways for ourselves and those around us that we call family or friends or loved ones. So the symbol of Infernal Union is the continual process of self-initiation and the awakening and development of the daemon or true will. That's really the core summary of Infernal Union. There are several rituals in the Luciferian tradition to charge and bring that out, and it's something that should be explored early on from a new initiate or someone interested in Luciferianism, simply because it's good to know what these things mean, where their origin lies, and how to use them properly. So thank you for watching.